We can change topics in the middle too.
No, let's talk about new ways to do business.
New ways of doing business.
Well, I mean, we have been talking about the cigar store. Why can't we just create an online retail cigar store so there's no physical presence? I mean, most of the overhead on a company, I mean, if you take out employees, most of your overhead's going to be rent, electric, insurance, you know, all the soft costs that's going to go with all that. Paper, desks.
Well, I think that's been the driving force for keeping costs down because people
Yeah.
buy it online.
I mean, why can't we create a retail cigar store that's completely online?
There's no reason we couldn't that I'm aware of.
There are hard costs that you're going to have regardless of whether you have brick and mortar or online. You
Well-
got to have it to sell it.
Yeah, but I mean, those costs are going to be involved anyway. I mean, you're talking about
Yeah.
licensing and permitting and things like that.
No, I'm just talking the cigars themselves.
Well, yeah, the cost of goods sold, that's going to be the same.
You have to have them though now. I mean, there's a lot of things you don't even have to have in your
Well,
If you're-
therein lies the question that's the killer is inventory versus on demand kind of. I don't know. Do you get a better per unit income if I bought 1 million of the things and then stored them and then shelled them out, as opposed to buying them 2 or 3 at a time, like a drop ship or a direct ship? Do I get a better unit price?
Probably, but then you have a cost to store them, so that unit saving should be more than.
That's a
the
good
cost.
point. So I'm at that cost.
You need a place and a humidification.
So what I was thinking about was, why couldn't we have a online cigar store that is basically custom order? There is no inventory. There is nothing on the website other than perhaps an email and says, what do you want? And we'll buy it through a channel.
I only learned recently, evidently, there's this all kind of super premium cigars out in the world that guys pay some upwards of $40 a cigar for.
Ed's got one at 75.
But he doesn't have a vast inventory of all these single cigars. He has a vast inventory. My point was, I wonder if you could say, like, let's see who's interested, throw it out there. Hey, when we get 50 of them sold, we'll order 2 boxes and chop them up.
Yeah.
I like the idea of not having inventory and just taking orders or.
The difficulty is you're going to be competing against people like, and we've run across them right now.
Cigar place.
Yeah, you know, you
Well-
place an order today, and on Saturday you have everything you had.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult if we are not stocking something to be able to get an order on Monday and have it in their hand on Saturday at a price that we can afford to make money. It's doable because you can order it from somewhere, get it to you, and ship it back out. But your shipping costs are going to be astronomical.
What about, and I think we should reach out to Cigar Place as the sponsor to this weekly show, because we all buy from Cigar Place right now.
You know how Walmart kind of copied Amazon and they let people sell stuff on Walmart's website, even though it's not Walmart stuff. Like you can go buy, as an example,
Yeah,
a SOG knife directly from SOG, but it's on Walmart's website and I can use my Walmart credit card to buy it. So I wonder if cigar shops would like to have other people out selling, like, I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know that much about online retail.
I don't either. What about having a membership group that buys, and maybe we buy a box in advance for each member so that when they're ready, it's kind of a cross between just in time and anything like that. So that there's always a box.
There's a standing order, essentially.
I remember having an idea a few years ago about cigar text, which I think you like the idea, where you would find something maybe that you can buy 3 or 4 boxes of at a discounted rate, and then all your customers are set up online, and you just say, I've got X amount of these, text me back with a number. You already got their credit card and everything. They text you, I want 10. You hit their credit card, ship them 10 sticks.
If you're Shane Weirda out there listening, who's my contact at Cigar Place, you need to reach out to us. That might be an idea. Maybe we buy 20 boxes of one cigar, and
Hey, we got these.
we've got an email list or a text list, and if you want to try a new cigar, they're X dollars a stick.
And you have their credit card in advance. They just text you a number. Yeah, I stole that idea from Gary Vaynerchuk, who did that. It's called wine text.
Yeah.
Get a case of rare wine and say, I got 4 cases of this, and text me how many you want.
Make it a cigar of the month type thing, where, and you could have 3 tiers. You know, you could have a stick, a bundle of 5, and then a box of that of the month, and you always place that order a month in advance.
Yeah. I would say that would be a good idea, but you probably wouldn't need a box.
You may not, but
I don't know. I wouldn't buy a box of cigars I've never had.
Well, it's not always one you've never had, though. It could be one that, our cigar of the month this month is one that you've never had, but maybe someone in the club has. They're like,
well, that's
I'd
true.
really like to get a box of it.
Or we could cross that with like what Collin said. Maybe we could go for something that's very premium, where odds are most people haven't.
Yep.
Like the Placentia cigars.
There are a couple dozen cigar of the month things you can sign up for.
Oh, yeah.
You fill out your taste profile, and they send you 4 surprise cigars and whatever.
But, my thought.
I don't think we would get that tricky at first.
No, I don't think.
I think one of the ideas would be, and I hate to say, is there one of those people that maybe have a surplus inventory of something that we could say, okay, we'll take 4 boxes at a better price because they're surplus. Now, my fear is they're surplus because they suck.
Our local shop throws stuff on the surplus rack all the time, but also all the online retailers have a clearance section where you can go in and find
Absolutely.
50% off those.
Including cigarplace.biz.
Yeah. Right, Shane?
They're there. I almost view it as a way to enhance the Cigar Club of Indiana. Because the difficulty we're always going to run into is if we truly wanted to do retail on our own, online or anything else, the cost is so much. You almost have to be able to sell a business to generate enough money to buy into that business, unless you're just sitting on piles and piles of cash.
I don't get what you're saying.
What I am saying is, if you were going to truly run a retail cigar,
I don't want to run a retail.
and I agree.
You're talking brick and mortar once again.
Well, even online, I'm telling you right now, when you order from someone online, they're sitting on stuff. There's no possible way.
Yeah, because they're using a retail model online.
Correct.
What I'm proposing is something different. One is we get a retail license so that we can enhance our immediate circle of people.
Yep.
Because once you get a retail license, now you can buy from distributors.
Yep.
I am not trying to say that we should compete against Cigar Place. They have a website that is probably outstanding in the cost to maintain it. I'm saying something different. The retail license would allow us to buy from distributors, and then the distributors, we say we want 4 boxes of this month. That's all we want to buy from you. And then those 4 boxes we send to an email list that, like Collin says, we've got this special cigar this month. It's $10. How many do you want?
Yep.
And that's all we really sell. I don't want to try and compete in the brick and mortar or the online, because there are so many of those online places where the website is just tremendously.
Oh, yeah. And that was why I was
hard to
coming back
maintain.
the thought process of use it to enhance what we have going with the Cigar Club of Indiana. We do that, then we figure out a way. I mean, maybe we come up with a way that you join the Cigar Club whether you ever physically come here or not, and that's how you do that.
You get
there
on the
is a
mailing
due.
list.
There are, quote, dues. Maybe it's $50 a year to join the club so that you can be on the mailing list for these. But you are now a, quote, member. You just don't have membership rights to come into the facility.
What about X amount for joining the club for a year? X plus Y. We'll stash 5 cigars in your locker every month for you. Like an upgraded membership where you get premium cigar tasting privileges. Yep. Or you could even have an ultimate membership, call it 5X. Magically some bottles of scotch show up in your locker along with premium cigars.
The Scotch Elf.
Oh, where'd that come from?
I don't know. People like, I like surprises. I just told my wife there's a company that makes, it's called Bespoke.
Yes.
They make a box of crap and send it to you each month or whenever you want it. It's like $45.
Well, I could easily crap in a box for you if that's what you want.
Well, you crap knives and cool devices and camping gear and stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff they put in it.
Last time I checked, I haven't crapped a knife, but yeah.
I just told her, I said,
I've crapped razor blades, it felt like, before.
well, I was a member of Watch Gang and they sent me a surprise watch every month and it was exciting to me. It was fun. Somebody else was kind of picking a style and surprising you. And did I like every watch? No. Did I like 80% of them? Yes.
Well, I just think it would be an interesting concept that if we did what you were talking about, planting additional locations throughout the state of the Cigar Club of Indiana. If we could find the right building and have one in southern Indiana and have one in northern Indiana, and so we decide, well, we're going to go up and hang out at the club in Fort Wayne for a day.
Like Planet Fitness, you just have a code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because then that allows you to increase the circle.
And
Yeah.
you're like Ray Kroc. You're breaking even on all these clubs, but you own real estate all over the country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, I like all of those. I like I'm not big on surprises. I'm the other side of that coin. I don't know if I really enjoy that concept.
You wouldn't like me picking out 4 cigars for you each month to try?
Not everyone knows him like you know him. I don't think he would flip out with you doing something like that, but there are people that come here.
But see, here's the problem with that, and maybe I don't understand 100%. Are my 4 cigars different than Joe's 4 cigars?
All the ones online, you fill out a flavor profile.
See, so now we're back into holding inventory.
I don't like the idea of inventory. Because you got to have a building.
I am more interested in, while I don't like Connecticut wrappers, I guess I would try one if that was the special this week or this month. So it would be I would be more apt leaning towards, here's the box we've got, or here's the cigar for this month. If you want none, that's fine. If you want 4, that's fine.
Okay. Because if we get 3 or 4 boxes, we're going to sell them. It's not like you're not going to get your way through them.
Well, worst case scenario, whatever you don't sell, we then get to try on the air.
Yeah.
The key is we're still buying it from a distributor because of the retail online store. And I'm saying our store is really not a store per se, not like Cigar Place's store would be.
No.
It is more of sign up for our list, and then you get the opportunity to buy a premium cigar, sample premium cigars, max 4 or something like that per
More
month.
of a purchasing club.
Yeah.
I like all these ideas. I think they're going to take a lot of time to build up.
I don't think so. I mean, we've got 40 already.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, I don't know. I mean, would you try a cigar every month for one? Even at, if you say $15.
I like the idea of every week I get a text that says, we have this. Do you want any? No. Yes. I'll take 10.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That whole concept would be, we have, this month we have Placentia cigars. They're $14 a stick. How many do you want?
I like that idea. I like the weekly idea, and I like it being easy for me. Like, you text me, that looks good, I'll take 10. I type 10, send, and then a week, 2 days later, the box shows up on my doorstep.
Yeah.
Now, the worst thing is, we've got this on record, and everybody else is going to hear what we want to do. So forget all that.
I used to worry about that.
Delete.
I don't think people have the motive. Stealing an idea is possible, but I don't think anybody's driven enough to take the next steps. And if they are, so be it.
I agree with that. Isn't that also Vanderchuck that says that a lot?
Probably. I've heard that before. Cuban, I think. I mean, other people say that.
Because, like I said, 99% of the people that listen to this, oh, that's a good idea, but are too caught up in doing something else and never see the big picture.
Entrepreneurs.
Yes.
They don't.
Well, I know a guy that's been wanting to start a business. We went to school together. We're now 60 years old, and he has yet.
He still wants to?
Tomorrow. He's going to start one tomorrow.
Always tomorrow.
It's always been tomorrow. In the meantime, I've been through 20 since we have known each other. But yet he's going to start his tomorrow.
The year we started Five Stones Mortgage, I remember telling myself that I was that way for a long time. I said, this is the year we're going to actually do stuff. I'm tired of thinking about it. And it changed my life a little bit.
Now, looking back, do you not wish you'd have started it
Oh, hell yeah. 10 years sooner.
10 years sooner?
I wish I'd have done it back when I was young and didn't have a family to worry about, when I really could take risks.
Yeah.
Because it was two of us taking risks now, and a kid.
Who doesn't know she's taking a
She
risk?
doesn't know that everything's on the line.
Well, that's cool because
you're doing it the right way.
Well, the good thing is you have imparted that mentality to her, and she's successful in her own right.
Well, I'm going to encourage her to take risks before she has.
Yeah. So you've broken?
Broken?
Breaking? Wow.
Yeah. I'm breaking.
You clearly have been on the line talking with
It was a movie in the 80s.
Yeah. I'm breaking dancing. You're clearly trying to break that mindset of it's not wrong to take risks and work for yourself and do all of that.
Yeah, it held me. My own mind held me back for a decade or two.
I think that's the number one thing that holds people back.
Yeah,
It's 90% of the time it's themselves that holds them back.
They feel like they can't take they don't think that a calculated risk counts the same.
Well, that's true. There is a difference between betting on an inside straight and, betting on something that you can control.
Exactly.
So those risks are not the same.
When you're, when you are taking the risk on yourself and you're confident enough in yourself that you know what you're doing and you think you can be successful, there's a difference between that and then waking up and saying, well, I've been working at this hamburger place for the last 30 years. I think I want to go open a department store that I know nothing about. That doesn't necessarily equate.
But that leads me to the next comment I was getting ready to say, that supposedly the famous quote by Einstein said, genius isn't knowing everything, it's knowing where to find it. And that's probably one of the things that I think hold people back. When they go, I don't know a department store. Yeah, I don't either. But I bet within 10 calls, one of my contacts does.
Yeah.
And can help me. I mean, when we started expanding the school, we didn't know anything about Washington laws or Illinois laws or Florida laws.
That's true, but we were a school and we knew about the laws here, so we had.
Yeah, but we navigated the ability to reach out to them and go, what do we need? and they
will help. If you ask
Just
the right
slowly.
question, yeah.
This is where the passion piece has to be a part of it, otherwise you don't have an interest in doing that. There has to be
No.
something that you have an interest in or love.
It
yeah.
has to be a reason to want to get out of bed every day.
Yeah.
I mean, there just does.
And dig into Google or whatever and learn about that
Yeah.
trade.
So then, I mean, you got me kind of jazzed inside thinking about that. Because there's the good thing about some of this stuff is there's not a lot of risk capital.
No,
And I guess that's a point of view. You know, $200, $1,000, that may be different between some people.
yeah.
Don't we were just talking to another member in here, John, and he was talking about hustles he had when he was in college, and he was buying TiVos,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Blockbuster knocked them down to $99, and he could sell them on eBay for $140. So he was buying every one he could, side hustling. He
yeah.
had them sold before he bought them, you know, and then but
Well, isn't that kind of what we're doing now?
it is kind of what we're doing now.
Or maybe even a better deal than that is to not say this is the cigar, how many you want, then we go buy them.
Yeah, the only risk is if you can't get your hands on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest risk.
So you got to have a reliable source because
But if you had a retail license, you could be dealing with maybe one or two different distributors.
Well, and here's the other positive. That retail license allows us to have true cigar events with cigar retailers. They can come in, they can tell everyone about a new cigar within that month, which
Yeah.
also drives more membership within the club, which also drives revenue in a different direction. If they know once a quarter we're going to have a distributor in here doing a cigar tasting, or they can try some stuff and get a special
Yeah.
eye for it, but it's members only. You can't, no outsiders, members only for those events. You know, that drives people's desire to want to be a part of things as well.
I think people today care more about experiences than they do other stuff.
I agree thoroughly.
They're spending money on experiences rather than saving it for retirement, and they're saying, why wait? Why not do the good stuff now? I think events is a great idea.
Yeah.
I think events is probably more profitable than all the other stuff.
I thoroughly agree. You know, maybe that. And that's
Where's the
something-
profit in an event?
Well, if we 50 boxes of cigars and we sell them at the event and we get people in here and they join the club,
So the key would be to sell them at the event.
I mean, we sell them at the event. It's a cigar and scotch tasting. You show up, we got X scotches here for sale.
Yeah.
Create our version of we can call it the mini smoke.
And we can partner with local businesses. They can bring the hard truth friend of yours can bring stuff
Yep.
in and sell it.
Absolutely.
He'll be happy to do it. He'll introduce people to the brand and sell dozens of bottles.
I mean, that's the.
So it's not direct profit on the cigar sticks. Could be a little bit, but it's new members to the club. It's booze. It's making partnerships. It's,
Connections. Yeah.
I mean, you could have, if you had every quarter or every, couple of quarter events, word would spread. People would come out of the woodwork.
I truly believe that.
Well, first thing we're going to need.
Going to need us a new sheriff.
We're gonna need a new sheriff.
We're going to need a retail license.
The key about that retail license, I think we would have to make it a different address.
Yeah.
What does it take to make a building like this 70 degrees, 70% humidity?
10 grand.
Then okay. How's that compare to buying a warehouse and making it 70 degrees? You know what I mean? You just stack boxes in here
Yeah.
by increasing the heat and buying humidifiers.
The store called Corona in Florida, the whole store
Place.
is
Yeah.
kept that and misted. The whole store is misted. There is no walk-in humidor. The whole store is the humidor,
It's
basically.
listed to the point they can have doors open and people going in and out and all of that. That doesn't
Yeah.
affect it.
I think that would be cheaper than maintaining a separate storage for cigars.
Yeah.
Well, I look across there right now and see a room that's nearly used that
Yeah.
we could just humidify that room.
I have no problem with that. I mean, we don't use the office per se enough.
Just gotta keep it 70 degrees all the time, so what?
Well, we also talked about, we have a full basement downstairs
Yeah.
to do
$100
that.
in heat, additional heating cost to maintain 70 year round.
Yeah. Bump everybody's membership price.
Buy some
Or
humidifier.
add more members, which solves that as well. You do both.
Don't raise my price.
No, I mean,
Just add more members.
it's very inexpensive. I mean, there is no other club that offers what is offered here at the price point in
Yeah.
which it is offered. I mean, what we pay in a yearly due here is less than people pay a month. in other
The
places.
Columbia Club is $220 a month.
And you can't even smoke a cigar in there, right?
Steve's Club in Los Angeles, now I get it's Los Angeles, is $350 a month. Ours is $350 a year. So his is 12 times higher.
Well, there are these car rallies I've been watching because that's an interest of mine. These events they put together, there was one last fall or late summer, $650. Sounds like a lot. They met somewhere here in town. They drove to French Lick. They had a buffet dinner,
Yeah.
probably $50 a head, call it. They stayed in the West Bay Notel, $300 a room. And then they had a breakfast buffet, another $50 a head. So that was $400 a person for the cost of that. But everybody showed up in their own cars and drove down there and they had a good time. So he made $250 a head times 50 just for organizing the thing and setting up.
Well,
So that's an example of an event that you could make money. Now, I don't know how we do that at this place, but
Yeah.
maybe you charge $50 and you have a cigar dinner and you have barbecue catered in. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking that events
well,
would be both fun and could be profitable.
I think it's something we need to look into.
I
It's
agree.
$30 a month. Well, how much are you going to expect to profit? $10?
Yeah.
So 40 members, 10, you're going to make $400 a month. You could probably make $2,000 in an event
Yeah.
and have a good time. And you don't have to.
All right. Lunchtime?
Lunchtime.
Yep.